So today we're going to talk about the Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire. My name is Larry McGon and this is Building and Barrier-Free Code. Let's get right into it. A brief history of this fire took place in Manhattan, New York City, March 25th, 1911. This was a long time ago before building codes were really up to par. The deadliest industrial disaster in New York City history. Obviously, everyone knows about 9/11. They don't really consider this the same sort of disaster. So this is the deadliest industrial disaster in New York City history. 123 women and 23 men were killed, and this place is potentially haunted. The building still remains, and it's part of New York University, I believe. So behind the building, this building is called the Brown Building. It was constructed by an architect named Ash, and this is actually the name of the building before the current name, the Brown Building. This was considered a fireproof building at the time. It circumvented the need for specific fire codes and safety codes because of that term fireproofing. Conditions inside were likely the cause to a large fire. No sprinklers were in the building at the time. And behind the building, so I did some aerial research of this building, and it was about 100 feet by 100 feet, and that's about 10,000 square feet. The OLF is about 100 feet gross, and that means that the occupant load at the time of the fire was exceeding the estimate occupant load by about 100. I can't really confirm whether or not there was 200 people on that floor at the time, but there was around 200 people involved in the fire, and I'm just taking that as my estimate. So they were probably blowing the code pretty high from our today's standards of just 100 people per floor. Behind the workers, we know that most of them were women. There was about 500 employees total. Many civil rights activists boomed during this time, and organizations like the International Ladies Garment Workers Union were formed, among many others following. Additional risk factors include locking potential fire escapes to prevent breaks and thefts. That really wouldn't happen in today's workplace. Definitely the improper disposal of storage of garments. In some of the articles I read, they just had the garments in boxes below their working tables and next to engines that were running these sewing machines, which seems pretty dangerous in my opinion. And from research, I believe there was only 3 stairwells. There was like 2 main stairwells and 1/3 stairwell that would act as a fire escape in dire consequences, but actually that fire escape collapsed and killed about 20 people, so that didn't work too well. And not to mention that during this period of time in the 1900s, fire engines were horse-drawn, so I can't imagine that was too efficient or effective to help prevent or put out a fire. So what happened due to this Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire? Well, obviously better building codes, including fireproofing requirements and fire extinguisher availability, access and egress, and the American Society of Safety Professionals was founded shortly after this fire. So there were benefits coming from this fire, and like many disasters in the past, it actually benefits us in the future no matter how bad they are. So that was the Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel.